right.
Is the sound recording?
The sound is recording. Yes. Let's go.
So this is why we're photographers, not dancers.
Yeah. So that was a hard cut to the music too. I'm like, done.
That's fine. It's because it's been a while.
Yeah. So if you guys can't tell, we are super excited. First episode of season 2.
Just Shoot Me podcast.
Shoot Me, yeah. I am Ché, aka Ché the Shooter.
I'm the boss, Kristin.
I love it, the boss.
It only took us how many episodes? Like 5?
A year. But
yeah, it did. So welcome back.
We got to welcome back, everyone. Sorry for the absence. It's all my fault. I'll just go ahead and put it out there.
It is. We actually recorded an episode in January for season 2, and Evan, we're so sorry. We have to have you back.
Yeah. So, it's all my fault. Sorry, Evan.
Well, in your defense, though, we started season 2 at the beginning of the spring wedding season.
Yeah, and it just got super crazy.
It got way crazy. We had probably one of our busiest wedding seasons yet, and we couldn't even find time to breathe. So
yeah, just finished. I just did my last wedding on Saturday, and the couple was definitely one of my favorites. So I was so excited, and so now it's summertime and no more wedding season. So we're gonna try to film and record as many podcasts as we can.
Yes.
So, before we go any further, we probably should pour us a little drink.
I know we have a whole array of stuff,
yes.
but you put like the really good stuff in front of you.
Just you know how I do it.
Well, let's get that Blanton's open today. What do you think about that? No. Are we not? We're not opening that.
We're not opening the Blanton's yet.
Really? Well, you know what? I've been loving this.
That's gonna be our 50th episode. This is like the limited edition, so it's like the 50th episode.
Oh my God. It's just there for
and at this rate,
ambiance.
At this rate, we'll be too old to drink.
That's a you problem. You're the behind. Oh, you poured more than me.
Oh, there we go.
Well, now I gotta
top it off. There we go.
I did more. Good
As you can tell with Kristin, everything is a competition. So
look,
she just poured a little more than me, but I'm just gonna let it go.
Cheers, friend.
Cheers, friend. Mm-hmm. Can't go wrong with the Apple Crown.
11:30 in the morning.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's 12 o'clock somewhere, or is it 5 o'clock somewhere?
It's 5 o'clock, Shay.
It's 12 o'clock somewhere, too. Let's just be real. Some people drink for breakfast. Some people drink for lunch.
No judgment. I don't know if,
So we kind of, touched on that. This was a crazy, busy wedding season. Do you have any weddings that, stuck out to you that were your favorite, or do you have any lessons that you learned this wedding season? I think I'm going to switch my microphone over because I feel like I can't turn in talking to you.
I think I should too, actually.
Yeah, so we're gonna make an adjustment here.
This is the behind the scenes stuff that we did for 30 minutes, and then. But you know what? Steven's here. That's why he was messing us up.
I think this is better. You can still see my face, and I can turn towards you. All right, we got it. Got to figure it out.
Actually, the big one was Ireland, because we talked about that in January when we did our other episode we never released. That was probably my favorite one. For obvious reasons, I got to go to Ireland, but also the couple was amazing, and we actually became really good friends.
Nice.
So since...
Yeah, I met them at... they came to the party.
They came to the party, the holiday party.
Yeah.
Because they actually live, they live in Tucson, and the good part about that, obviously my husband went with me to Ireland, and after that we went to England and Scotland too. We actually took our honeymoon, which is very belated.
17 years or something?
we never took our honeymoon because of, well, you guessed it, the Air Force. So
better than not being able to be around each other for that long.
Right. So it's actually pretty common. A lot of people in the military don't really go off on their honeymoons right away because, they can't. So, they've got some kind of training or, something afterwards. So, we did all those things. It was amazing. It was fun. And Brandon and the groom hit it off really, really well. And my husband, he's just very introverted, and it's hard for him to be an outgoing person. But we have so many.
But he's a social person, deep down. So once you get him out of that, he's super fun, and he's you would never know. But
he always plays host and bartender at the parties.
Yeah,
he wants to get people intoxicated. And
New Year's Eve wedding, remember how he was so helpful?
Oh, he was very helpful, very helpful.
Yeah, so he can start off
like quiet and stand.
then
Yeah,
he-
yeah,
and then
yeah.
he opens up.
Like he likes his space and his routine when it comes to social events, and him, but yeah, him and the groom they hit it off so well. I have so many photos of him and the groom, and some wild ones too. But we had just the best time. And
Nice.
actually, I need to contact the bride because she's been trying to hit me up so we can go down to Sonoyta so we can go day drinking, which is wonderful.
Yeah, I remember last time we went to Sonoyta.
That was so fun.
Yeah, that was
we did
good
it for
time.
branding photos, and then
Yeah.
we kind of got distracted most of the day.
Or you
we
kind of
should
got
do-
drunk. One of the,
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
You don't just go to Sonoyta for
the beauty of
the
Sonoyta.
beauty of Sonoyta and wine tasting and not
Yeah.
do that.
But we should go back though.
we
seriously.
do need
should
to go
really
back, like, and because
We
it's
should
actually
like do
nice.
a limo thing where we rent a limo and then we go up there.
Oh, so we have like no self control, is what?
Yeah, so
like,
that we don't have to worry about driving and we can.
Well,
take,
yeah.
Yeah. Let's
do that. Let's plan it.
I think we should.
I think we should too, and with the team.
Yeah.
Like, because we all need to have, we do need to get around to branding photos before I move.
Yeah.
'Cause I know
then
when I
do
come
we
back
have
it's gonna be hard.
We gotta talk to Cameron into drinking.
That is so. You know what? You've been hanging out with him a lot more recently, so
I have.
you need to do it.
I have.
You
I
need
have-
to do it.
We went drone flying last night.
Yeah, how was that?
It was really fun.
Yeah?
It was really cool. We did nighttime stuff, so it was like really awesome. It was fun. We got some good shots, and so I can't wait to.
You said shit.
Almost said shit.
You said you can say shit.
I
Justin
can
told
say
us we
shit.
had to cuss more.
Yeah, I could say shit.
It says shit on my laptop, so that's the cussing for
Oh,
us.
okay, so I can at least say shit.
You can say
we
shit.
got some good shit,
That's good.
and nobody was harmed.
Good. Yeah,
Yeah.
you.
Well, there were some close calls, but no one was harmed.
Cameron almost killed us with the drone this wedding season. That was spicy. I did not realize actually how. I mean, I know how quick drones are, but I also didn't realize how. What's the word for those propellers? I just
Sharp?
Sharp.
Yeah.
I mean, we felt those. We were in Sedona, and Cameron's drone just disconnected for a split second, literally a split second, and went right by our foreheads. And I mean, I could feel it like at my glasses, right at my eye. And I mean, I saw my life in a flash in a second, like I was gonna lose my eye and never be able to work again, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I kind of saw myself being like a housewife, but not having to like do anything around.
Wow,
home. Like this could be a good thing, but also at the same time, like Cameron almost killed me with a freaking drone. I was really
In full
scared.
transparency, when you just explained that light flashing before your eyes, you know what came to my mind? I have little kids. I have a 3-year-old and a 1.5-year-old, almost 2, almost 3.5, but close enough. And they've been watching Lion King, and it reminded me of that scene where Scar says to Simba that I killed Mustafa.
Mufasa.
Mufasa. I'm already
God.
drunk. I killed Mufasa, and he has this flashback, and that reminded me of that. I'm thinking of that. So I've watched Lion King for
Wait, but then you
16 times in the last 3 days. So yeah.
So you had a death flash before.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
well,
he's-
I had my life flash before
Yeah.
my eyes. So
So it really reminded me of that because that's where my headspace is right now. For
that was
watching
a fun
Simba.
wedding though too.
Yeah,
that was a beautiful wedding. I love that
That was
one.
beautiful. That was fun. Yeah, that was a good.
That was a really good wedding. I
Yeah.
love that one. I that was my kind of take on the wedding season. That was my favorite one. It's always hard to say your favorite one
Yeah,
because
I mean-
you end up having like these amazing couples, and you always want to say like, this is my favorite couple, this is my favorite couple, and for so many different reasons. It's just you have so much fun with these
Yeah.
awesome couples. I think my list is much shorter on who I wouldn't want to work with again, and it's never the couples; it's usually their parents. But I mean,
Yeah, I
we've
mean,
had a blessed season.
It's kind of for sure, and it's kind of like the thing where people talk about like who have multiple kids, like which is your favorite kid?
Right.
And it's like, I personally think that everybody has a favorite. If you have multiple kids, you have a favorite, and that can change throughout time. That can go, but you have to have a favorite, and so there is a.
Wait, who's
we
your
love them all.
favorite kid?
I didn't say that.
No, wait,
for
who's
that.
your favorite kid?
Right now?
Oh my God, Katie.
Right now, for super selfish reasons, I love all of my kids to death. But if I'm being put on the spot, and because my theory is you have a favorite, and that can change throughout sometimes the day, I would have to say, I would have to say my little
You have to
Kennedy. My little Kennedy.
You're a horrible parent. You picked a favorite.
My little Kennedy right now.
Dude, she's adorable as shit, though.
She loves on me so hard.
She's so cute.
And she's all about daddy. And
Aw.
It's
She looks just like you, though, too.
She is all about me. So and Caleb is all about me too. And Dominique she's cool.
Well, she's older, you know. She's got her own
older.
shit going on.
It's it's just a different thing. But I would say, you know, I love them all to death, and I would do anything for any of them.
Yeah.
But Kennedy right now in this moment, Kennedy is like
I'm telling Caleb.
the bee's
Taking
knees.
him.
Is that what he said? The bee's
knees, yeah.
She's the bee's knees right now. You know, she
Yeah.
just loves on daddy so hard. And
Well, she's developing a personality, too, the older she gets.
Yeah,
I mean,
so it's really fun. It's really fun where she is and just her talking every day, learning
Aw.
to say more and
she is cute.
saying, "I love you, daddy." You know
Is she
what I mean?
still like very, I think the last video I saw of her was her jumping off the couch into the, is she still doing that?
She's gotten a little bit more tame, but
Yeah.
she's wild.
Put her in gymnastics. She needs
She's
to be
a
in
wild
gymnastics.
girl. She had no fear. Now she has very little fear.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Huh.
Yeah, she'll do whatever. And
Stick her in gymnastics.
yeah, she needs something because she'll like fly off of stuff.
That's
and
what we
just
did with Emma.
Deal with it later.
She learned.
And she's tough. But yeah, I would say, you know, I same thing. I had some weddings that, you know, were amazing and you know, I can't really put a favorite on it either.
I'll say one of my favorites that we worked on together was Camille. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
she was a trip.
Yeah.
I told her after the fact too, I said, I have never seen anyone drink champagne like that before in my life.
They were a party crowd.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. But that, you know, Taylor and Daniel, I mean, I've had so many good ones. It's so hard to say. And then my last one was super awesome with Tatum and Jeff. And so we're blessed.
We're very blessed, yeah.
This is what we're splitting hairs over. This is a good thing. It's a good thing. But we've had some good ones. So
what do you think? You know, we are blessed because you hear horror stories from some of our colleagues and stuff about. More recently, I think there was one that somebody posted about in the local community too. That I don't remember if it was the groom or the best man got in a physical fight with like the rest of the party or something like that.
Yeah.
And you know, what would you do with that kind of situation? Have you ever had one of those? Like, what would you do in that kind of situation too? 'Cause I've not had that.
I've had a wedding where the best man and the groom got in a fight over the groom's mom being cut off at the bar.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty epic.
I mean, she probably needed to be cut off at the bar, right? Like,
Probably, I don't. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so, it was pretty hectic though. There was a big fight, and then I've had one where families got into a fight and they and somebody busted a bottle over somebody's head. It was crazy, but you know it's so rare, but it happens. Yeah. And so, that one was crazy. It was like a full on brawl outside. It was.
I've never had fights like
was
that.
crazy.
At least that I've been there for. I don't know if it's happened after, you know, when my time was up. I have no idea, but
Yeah, it was a full-on
I have
brawl.
no
It
idea.
was that one was crazy. There was a lot of people left bleeding. Yeah, yeah. It was. That was the only one I've had where it was so crazy. The groom and the best man getting in a fight. Nobody was really around. It was outside, and I saw it. And then the best man kind of left, and and then it turned out that's what they do. So it's
okay.
yeah. They're like, okay, we're 6 years old. We get in a fight, and then we're best friends again.
We would bleed and all right.
Yeah,
Just
but-
whoever bleeds first is the.
Yeah, exactly. But it
Cool.
happened. It happens.
No, I think the only, out of line thing I've ever really seen is the groom's mom wore an actual wedding dress to the wedding. Oh yeah, yeah. That was tough because, we walked into this wedding and I had done their engagement photos. I knew what they looked like, and I walk in and I see this woman in this wedding dress, and I'm like, I'm in the wrong church.
Yeah, I'm
in the wrong place. And so I'm frantically looking in my phone and I'm like, this is the church. This is the address. And I talked to Stephen too. I'm like, Stephen, this is the address we have, right? Like, and I go into Honeybook too, and I'm like, I'm not wrong. Like, I'm not delirious. Like, this is the date, time, location. We're not wrong. And I see some familiar faces then because I see the girl who referred me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what the hell? And I was like,
Yeah,
hey, where's
right.
the bride at? She's like, oh, she's in the back room, getting ready or whatever. I'm like, okay, go find her. And I'm like, okay, she's in a freaking dress too. Like, what's going on? So I'm thinking then maybe this is a tradition then. Like it was a huge Mexican family on both sides. Very, they're very cultural. So I'm thinking maybe this is that. And I'm like, no, I've done a million of these freaking weddings. This is not a cultural thing. So she also gives the groom away too, like just her, not the dad. And I'm like, what is going on? And so at the reception then, and I'm noticing too a few little patterns throughout the day. And there's a lot of my son, and things like that. And so by the reception, I'm also noticing too, the bride has been looking uncomfortable and looking unwell all day and stuff. And I go up to her and I'm like, are you all right? Like, what do you need right now? And she's like, I have had a migraine all morning and stuff because I am so stressed out. And I'm like, could this possibly, I just shoot my shot. I'm like, could this possibly be the mom in the wedding dress? She goes, am I not losing my mind? That is a wedding dress, right?
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, okay, so this is what's bothering you.
Yeah.
And she's like, yes. And I was like, I'm like, honey, it has a bustle. It's full lace. That's a wedding dress. And she freaking did. She bustled it too. At the freaking reception. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Does that?
This woman, I don't know. Like, I mean, that's like the most far-fetched thing I've ever really seen. And it was just mind-boggling. Sure. It was crazy. I mean, that's about it. I don't have any fun stories. Sorry, guys. That's about it.
I have a ton of them, but we don't have
time for that.
For all the stories.
I think the biggest thing we wanted to talk about was Nikon's newest release that I'm pissed off about and you're thrilled about.
I wouldn't say
not thrilled, but you're going to buy it and I'm not, even though, I say I'm not, but you also
I've already ordered you one.
You're an idiot. You're paying for it, right? Is that my going away present?
Oh, I mean, it's on the lower end, so yeah.
I read on Nikon's Instagram page. As soon as I saw they released it, I went right to the Instagram page.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And a bunch of people were commenting like, oh, this is a great beginner's camera. And I'm laughing and Nikon's responding and they're like, there's no need to be rude. And this brought back a flashback for me. You're not a gamer, so you might not get this, but some other people might if anybody's even watching this. So Blizzard is a gaming company, and they create things like World of Warcraft and Diablo. And
I've heard of both of those.
So Diablo is a big one, and it's been around for years, and it's on different consoles. You do PC, different gaming systems, all that. So at one of their conventions, they were going to announce this huge thing. And this is like after years of not having any kind of like expansion or new storyline, anything like that. And so everybody was so thrilled, so excited. They're like, yes, it's going to be the next like event for Diablo, next big thing. And the guy's up there and like people are hyped, so excited. He gets up there and he goes, so we're here to announce that Diablo is now going to be playable on your phone. And everybody was like, boo. And he's like,
expecting something.
Yeah. And the guy's up there and he's like, what, y'all don't have phones? And to me, that's what I thought about today. I was like, this is literally like that announcement. Like, we don't care. I'm sorry, but you've released so many freaking camera bodies out recently, like over the past few years. When is the 35 1.2 going to drop? Because for 2-ish years, more than that maybe now.
We've been waiting.
We've been waiting. It's a unicorn. It's a magical unicorn that is never going to freaking arrive. What the hell?
Yeah, so... Yeah, I 100% get. I really feel like I think it's just not for us. If you're a Z8, Z9 user, then it's really it's not what you're looking for. If you shoot Z6 II or anything else, then this is excitement for you. So producer Steve
when he gets back from whatever he's doing, but
this is perfect for him. This is perfect for those people.
What was the price range?
It's $24.99.
What the Z8 was like that, wasn't it? We buy all sorts of shit. Like I don't
Z8
remember.
was like $4,000.
Was it really?
Yeah.
No way. Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm gonna retract my statement.
It's a different level of camera for sure. It's got Z8 has a full stacked sensor, and this has a partially stacked, and it's 24 megapixels.
We didn't even say what it was, by the way. Is the Z6 III?
Z6 III.
Okay, so that's what it is. But I feel like with firmware updates and all this kind of stuff, like the Z6 II and stuff was catching up, right?
Not for the autofocus.
Oh, the autofocus. Okay.
The autofocus and the low light capabilities of the Z6 II. And then when I had my Z6 II, that was my biggest problem with it is like low light receptions. I was the focusing in low light situations, not like the low light performance as far as the image's quality go. I think that was fine, but the focusing in lower light situations. And so they've addressed that, and they've brought their processor speed up and all kinds of little things that are amazing, but they're just not. It's still not a Z8. It's still not a Z9. So if you're shooting at that level of camera, it's still not considered their professional line of cameras. So it's a prosumer. So it's not. It's just not there. But they've made great strides from the Z6 II to Z6 III. It's crazy. And I also I'm like, okay, it's a step better than Canon stuff, and it's like best in class for what it is now. So that's all good stuff that will.
So it's more like a median camera, like
yeah. It's just kind of that, it's got a battery grip that you can get forward. It's a great camera. So if you're not ready to drop the money for a Z8 or Z9, then it's a good camera. But what the thing, and I was talking to John about this morning, is like, where does that leave the Z7?
Yeah.
Because they bumped the price up $500. So if they bump
the Z7,
well, they haven't came out with the Z7 III yet, but for the Z6 III, they bumped the price up $500 because it used to be $19, now it's $24.
Okay.
So now to make a Z7 make sense, it's got to be at least $35.
Right.
And so now you have a Z8, which is way more powerful and way, so they're going to have to do something crazy with the Z7, making it, whether it be 60 megapixels and do a Z6 III with 60 megapixels. Because if not, like, I really feel like they should go Z6 III, Z8, Z9. Like the Z7, they've almost made it irrelevant for what it is now, unless they make it a different kind of camera, more of a landscape kind of medium format-ish camera or something. I don't know, obviously. I don't really care too much because I'm just happy with my Z8 and my Z9.
And that's what I mean too. Like, I don't either because I feel, and this is a personal opinion, I guess, and I'm probably going to get attacked for it, I'm sure, by other wedding photographers. But if you're doing weddings, I feel like you got to have the top gear, in my opinion, because you're going to be encompassing different situations, different circumstances, different venues. You don't know what you're going to get. And so you got to get a camera that's going to be capable of handling all these different situations. And you're also going to get venues that don't allow certain things. You're going to get churches that don't allow flash. You're going to get different.
Can't get close.
You can't get close. Yeah.
Far. You need to have a higher megapixel so they're zooming in and not losing quality. Yeah.
Right. I mean, like, I just shot, I was second shooting for Tori 2 weeks ago. You can't use flash in that, in this church. It was dark. I mean, dark. And I'm sitting there like, okay, my camera can handle, sure. What lenses am I going to use? And so I had to just use 1.2s because like anything else, like it just still was going to be dark. I didn't want to give her grainy stuff.
Yeah.
Especially when you're second shooting, you want to use your best gear for that person. I just feel like if you're going to be a wedding photographer, you got to invest in the best. So I don't know. I just see a lot of wedding photographers too, also crazy about this drop. And I don't see why. So maybe that's why. And again, I might get attacked for that. I just think you need to get the best gear. But I still see so many wedding photographers busting out amazing work on 850s. But that's because for DSLRs, that's the best gear for a DSLR.
Ish.
I mean, well, yeah. But yeah. I mean, I love my 850s. Yeah. When I had 850s, I was.
It was funny as I had two 850s. I was never a big fan of them.
Well, and you know what? Justin said that too. Didn't he love his 750s more?
750s more. My 750 was like, still, I mean, it's, top 3 favorite cameras of all, top 2 favorite of all time. I'm partial to the D3 because that was like my first jump into a professional camera. And then the Z9 is just amazing. And then the Z750, I mean, so I would say Z9 1, 752, D3 3, but D3 was amazing. That was a workhorse beast of a camera, like none other. When they dropped that, it was just like, whoa, everybody needs to like step their game up.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, I'm not, I'm saying I'm not going to get a Z6 III, but I probably will just because I'm a camera
Just because
nerd.
it's you. And I mean,
Yeah, I'm a camera nerd. And
people should see behind this curtain though too, and see all the crap you have.
See the wizard behind the curtain.
Well, really, that's what I look at. I mean, there's so much shit back there you got that this.
Yeah.
You know, you just. I mean, you're a collector. You know,
Cameron's calling me.
Answer it. Answer it on.
I'm
Answer
not
it live.
answering. I'm
Answer
not
it live.
answering.
I dare you.
I'm not answering.
I'm going to call him back.
No.
I'm going to call him.
We won't be able to hear him. We just be able to hear him.
Oh, whatever. Well, let's hear what you have to say. No, I just think that this, and again, I might get attacked for this, but like, you know, I don't think wedding photographers should be excited about this. I mean, a good photographer can shoot with anything. Sure. Definitely. Situationally, probably not. This is probably not it.
There's levels to it, and I think that, you know, some people, you know, like you said, people are getting good images with all kinds of different cameras.
Yeah.
For me and where I am, I'm happy with my Z9.
Yeah, I'm thrilled with what I've got.
I wouldn't go back to. I wouldn't go down. But if you're on the up and coming, and
if you're on the up and coming, fine.
This is where you need to. This is where you land.
I guess I retract and kind of say like, yeah, if you're on the up and coming and stuff, I just wouldn't be. I don't know. I wouldn't. I wouldn't be comfortable having this as my main body.
Yeah, I want a 35 1.2. I do.
I want that. I think that's what it is. I'm pissed off. I see
go.
this announcement, and you know what? Because this is a therapy session. I'm just angry because for the last like 2 or 3 Nikon announcements, it's been a camera body, and I'm just livid because I feel like God, I haven't seen John in forever at a Tucson Camera Repair, and I think the last time I went in, I was like, hey, how about that 35? Like any new? He goes, hey, rumors are coming. It's coming soon. And that was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, John, you have broke my heart.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's when it comes out, it'll be amazing.
It's a unicorn. Yeah. It's not, that's going to complete what I've got. You know, what I've got's fine. I don't have any write-offs.
That's the thing. And
I'm going to have less write-offs because I'm not going to be able to, I'm not going to be able to write off all my miles.
Donate money to me.
I'm not donating shit to you.
Yeah,
I've got, I learned a lot about donations this year. But no, I can't do the mileage as much. I won't have as many miles to write off because I'm going to be flying back. So I can write off my ticket.
Yeah.
But I drive a shit ton for weddings when I'm here. I'm going to be using my dad's truck when I'm here. I can't write off his miles. I'm not the owner of the truck.
Why don't you become the owner of the truck?
I asked him and he left me on red. I said, can you put me on like a cosigner or whatever? And he just left me on red. I'm like, asshole. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, because the plan was for me to leave my Explorer here and then get a new car up in Oklahoma. I was so excited about that. And then my dad flipped the switch. He goes, actually, you know what? I'm thinking about getting, so my dad had a quintuple bypass like 3 months ago now, a little bit more than 3 months ago, something like that. They discovered this issue that he had and then fixed it all in 1 week. It was amazing. So he's living on, he literally could have had a heart attack any second. And they think he had a heart attack at one point, but
he's so badass that
he's so badass. I know, it's my freaking dad.
Yeah.
So I think that scared him. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to buy a brand new, whatever. I think he wants a Bronco. And I think because he was like, this is going to be my last brand new car. And I want to buy what I want. And then I'm going to leave the truck for you to drive when you're here for work. And I was like, oh, that's so nice. And he told my husband that. And my husband's like, now you don't need a new car when we move. And I'm like,
oh, yeah, Brandon was stealthy. Like,
he was so stealthy. And I was like, crap. there went that. So I can't write off those miles. I'm gonna ask my dad though again. I'll be like, hey, can you put me as like a whatever
in there.
Yeah. And if he leaves me on red again, I'm gonna be like, damn it.
A co-deal.
Yeah, a co-deal. You know. But yeah, no, I don't have as many write-offs anymore after I move. So, and I'm not. I think I said it before last year, and I may not have. But when I'm in Oklahoma, I don't plan on working as much there. I don't plan on advertising or anything really. If people want to hire me, great, but you're going to pay what I'm asking you to pay because up there the market is horrible. And the cost of living is the same.
It's different, don't
It's horrible. I'm going to say it's horrible because there is some amazing photographers there. Right. Absolutely amazing. And they charge like half of what we do. Like they don't know their value.
Wow.
And it's like you can't really compete with that if they're like,
Yeah.
People aren't going to want to pay twice as much if they're getting the same thing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Well, they're not getting the same thing because we're more fun, but.
Exactly.
But you can't like.
They're not getting the Bendigo experience.
I met somebody this weekend that she's another photographer, and she'd never seen my face, but she knew like my name, and so I introduced myself. I'm like, "Hi, I'm Kristen," and she was like, "Oh, you're Kristen Bendigo," and she said my last name right. Nobody ever says my last name right the first time. And I was so proud of her. I was like, oh my God, you said my,
She's been practicing in the mirror.
No, I freaked out about it. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, and I think I scared her a little bit. But like, nobody ever does that.
You're a little scary though.
Well, my doctor still doesn't even freaking pronounce my name right. And like, I've been with her for like 5 years.
Yeah. Well, speaking of vehicles, I just got my new vehicle.
You did? You got your new truck. But so Ché got he got T-boned by a crackhead. And,
I mean,
it was
funny because it's true.
It's funny because it's true. It's only funny now because you're okay.
Yeah.
Because you didn't get, you were fine, but you also didn't go to the doctor like we freaking told you to. So, but you got a new truck. So tell us about your new truck, your new work truck.
I love it. It was hard to do because I'm a Ford guy. Like
you are
inside. I'm a Ford guy. My first car I ever had was a Ford Mustang. The first car I ever purchased from a dealership was a Ford Mustang. I had a Ford F-150. I had a Ford Expedition. I've had an Explorer. I'm Ford.
You are the Ford guy.
Yeah.
That's why we're friends. We're Ford people.
Yeah. And so I just been fantasizing about a Ram, and then just got a Ram. And
when you showed me those pictures, and I was like,
yeah,
I did not just buy a Ram.
Yeah, I did. I bought a Ram, and I love it. It's I haven't put it through the test like I have my 150, but yeah, I'm excited about it. It's a great car. It rides good. It's got the Hemi. I like the Hemis. I know they have.
I got a Hemi.
I got a Hemi.
Can you please say that with like a piece of straw hanging out of your teeth?
I don't have any straw.
Well, it's fucking fun. Put some of that leaf back there.
Yeah, put some bamboo in your mouth.
That? Well, bamboo. Okay,
yeah.
That leaf.
But yeah, no. So I'm excited about it. But yeah, the accident was scary. The accident was super scary, and I'm glad I was coming from headshots. I did 50 headshots.
Your ghetto headshots.
Yeah, ghetto headshots. Yeah, coming to a city near you.
We're trademarking it, so nobody steal
coming
that.
to a city near you. But yeah, I was coming from that, and it was scary. I'm just glad I didn't have any kids in the car, and anybody in the car with me for that matter. So yeah, everything was fine, but I got a new truck out of it, and I'm super excited. And so maybe I'll throw a picture up of the new truck.
Yeah, you need to.
And we definitely need to throw pictures up of the studio, because as you can see, we have like a new background, and
this is like our fourth studio makeover here, because we were at the venue.
We're at the venue,
and then we were at
my friend's office,
which was it was a really good studio.
And nice.
But then once you got this place, we had a different backdrop, but then it looked, we just were like, no, we need to have a good change, like something that's us. And then when you put this together, I didn't even know it was happening, but then when you sent me a picture, I was like, done.
Yeah, I was like, this is gonna be cool. So I'm excited about
Hopefully
this.
Hopefully I look tan enough though, right? Wasn't that the issue?
I didn't
look blue.
Yeah, we warmed you up.
I don't think I have a tan. I have a farmer's tan. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah. Look at that. Nice transition there.
I got that from Andy's wedding. A little bit.
Andy's wedding, how was that?
It was beautiful.
Nice.
Gorgeous.
Utah and Arizona are, in my opinion, the two most underrated states for beauty. Like they're so beautiful, and people don't know. There's so many. They're so different in so many locations, like
100%.
South and North and East and West. You get so many different looks, and Utah and Arizona are those two states for me. And so I can only imagine how beautiful it was.
It was stunning. She picked a perfect place for it. Her and her husband now, which is just crazy to say, because I feel like we've been waiting for this forever. I mean, I know she has, because they've been together since high school. They picked the perfect place. They travel everywhere.
Yeah.
So they could have picked anywhere. And I will tell you though, getting to Zion is hard, because you have a couple options, and none of them are really easy, just because there's portions of the drive that you feel like you're driving forever. Mm-hmm. And especially if you're alone, you kind of want to stop and turn around.
You're like, am I going the right way?
I can't do this. Especially like yesterday when I was driving home, and I was just like, I
thought Tori was with you when you drove home.
She was supposed to come with me, but then she started working somewhere else, like for a full-time job during the day and stuff. And so she had to work Cox. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So she started working, and there's our producer
Steve in the building. He doesn't like that name.
No, what do we say?
Can you come and say hi,
P Fluff. P-Fluff. This is our Steven that we have been talking about on every episode, I think, in season 1. And I don't think unless you've worked with them, you've never seen him.
And so this is a good time to transition to, we're going to have him on the podcast, and he's going to tell us all the the exciting things about
he
becoming
almost hit our light. Jesus Christ.
He is now a full-time professional photographer. And
Yeah.
we're going to do a podcast where he talks about that transition going from working in the
on
corporate world. Episode 2 of season 2. Going from the corporate world to going to a full-time entrepreneur.
He looks high as shit.
I mean, it's funny because it's true. But yeah, so Steven's in the building hanging out with us, so that's cool.
We love our little Steven.
We're going to go lunch.
Steven's actually been here. So I don't know if I ever talked about how Steven and I met. Did I? Steven, so no. I wanted a second shooter for this one wedding. I didn't need one, but I just wanted one.
Looking for friends?
Yeah, because you know how boring it is to shoot by yourself, right? Like, well, not boring, but you get lonely. And Steven and Steven posted his portfolio, and I was like, "This guy, he'll do." And so I was like, "All right, he can come with me." And we ended up just chatting, and I think I'm gonna out myself big time here, and nobody makes fun of me.
He's like,
I know, he's laughing because he knows. I'm gonna out myself big time, and my husband's probably gonna roll his eyes and be like, "God, shut up." I play World of Warcraft, and I know. And
Sims.
I bet I lost probably like 20 followers just now. But can I gain them back if I tell you I play The Sims too? Yeah. No? Did I lose 30 more?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Anyway, I had been playing since college, and so I outed myself to Steven just because we were having such a good conversation, and he goes, "No shit, I play too," and we just right then hit it off.
We just become best friends.
We did. We just became best friends. And so after that, we just started shooting the shit. We were talking. He was telling me about his girlfriend at the time, and we just wifey now. But like after that, we just really hit it off like as friends, and I enjoyed working with him so much too. And then when I got his cards back too, I was like, well, these don't really suck. So I was like, okay, I guess I could hire him again.
So you're pleasantly surprised.
I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, because I didn't really need him, you know? I was just like, shit, I'll just pay him to fucking hang out with me. And this is the fun part of the podcast after we've had a cocktail. Yeah. After that, I hired him, and you know, I actually I think in one of the earlier episodes, I said I don't ever see myself really as a mentor, but I actually did kind of take him under my wing and really teach him stuff. And he's over there kind of nodding his head like a little bit. And now he's embarrassed about it.
Let me fly. I'm a flamingo.
He's a flamingo. But we actually, he was planning to propose to his girlfriend at the time. And we had this more elaborate plan laid out, but he was so freaking impatient.
Hey, we're gonna have him on as a guest. We're not
gonna go through this on that. He's gonna talk about his transition from female to male. He got up.
This transition, like whoa.
But we had this whole beautiful plan on how he was gonna propose to his fiance, but he was so damn impatient. So next I get these photos of this whole setup in his freaking apartment, and he proposes to her at his apartment. It was Friendsgiving, yeah. Yeah, there we go.
Love makes you do things.
It did. He was but that is when I knew, I was like, I always knew he loved her so much because that's all he fucking talks about is her. And I was like, I can't wait to meet her because like, obviously this is just the best thing. So I did their engagement photos, and he's like, you know, hey, will you shoot our wedding whenever it is? And I was like, obviously. And I gave him a hell of a good discount too because he's a good buddy, you know. And of course, what does he do? He picks the busiest effing day of the year. As a photographer, you know you don't do that. But what did he do?
It was worth sacrificing.
It was worth sacrificing 100% though. But what did we have? Our team had 3 fucking weddings that day. But we had the best time.
You know what? When I talk about your wedding to other people, you know what I'm always talking about? The tattoo person doing tattoos on the spot, and then you guys getting those matching tattoos. That was badass. Like that was like, I've never seen that before. And that was like, I don't have one tattoo, but I was like, this is cool.
You know what I always talk about from Steven's wedding? Afterwards, when we're wrapping up and we're putting everything in the car, and that homeless chick like walks by and just looks at you and ignores me and Cameron and goes, "You got any weed?"
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what?
Welcome to my life. Welcome to my life.
And I couldn't stop laughing about it. Yeah. It was such a beautiful wedding, and I loved when they brought out the chair for you because Steven is significantly shorter than his wife. It was so. The stool got the best reaction.
Yeah, I mean, he put a new meaning to marrying up.
Oh, you were waiting.
Boom.
Hey, that sounded like Cameron.
Oh, I have something for that.
Wait a minute. You got to find it first.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm having a dad joke.
That stool I actually have because Ché told me I was too short when one of the weddings I worked with him because he said I was shooting upwards.
We've all told you that.
Oh yeah.
We've all told you to bring your stool.
I bought a stool and I never used it once.
I know that.
You should use it. We'll save that story for our thing.
You know what? Steven's used my Z8 more than I have.
Just give it to him.
I'm not fucking giving it to him. He can fucking buy it. Because you know what's going to happen though? No, if you were here for that portion.
If you don't like the Z63, then you should sell your Z8 to him for the price of a Z63.
You know, because you know what's going to happen? The second I sell my Z8, one of my Z9s is going to shit out.
You can borrow one of mine until you get another one.
Am I going to do that in Oklahoma?
Yeah, I'll mail it to you.
I'll mail it to you.
You got MPS.
I do.
Yeah, so you're fine.
I do.
You're
I've
fine.
never used that though. I'm paying for all the NPS benefits I never use, except like when I buy new shit. But I haven't bought new shit because the 35 hasn't come out.
Oh, we're not going back to the 35.
We're going back to
We've
the
already
35.
talked about 35.
This is like the best way to start the season. Where are you going? We're going out to lunch. What did he say?
I think he's got to make a phone call. Oh,
He's gonna go hang out with
don't
the
be
help.
distracting Essie. She's over there doing God's work.
You're putting her to work on your truck. You God. I am so SB. I'm so sorry. Oh, I have to ask you actually about the venue because Dusty wants to throw a vendor party.
Who's Dusty?
From Element, the florist.
Oh, Dusty.
Yeah, Dusty. She was there at the wedding too. She did a beautiful job on the florals.
Well, when did she want to do it?
I forgot.
Well, okay.
She was gonna email me. She was
Okay.
gonna email me.
Well, it's a yes.
This is the best way to start this season because it's very personal. As we get more into the season, we're going to talk more about like the gear and wedding tips and tricks and stuff. And oh, by the way, it is, what's the date? The 15th? No, 17th. Oh, quarterlies are due today.
Yes.
Taxes. Oh, how'd tax season go for you?
Never goes good for me.
Are you an S Corp?
No.
You need to be an S Corp.
I
So
need
I'm
to
going to tell you
change.
this. So last year I owed $45,000, which
Yeah.
is, we talked about this. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So then I met the tax guy that Cameron, so this is important for you business people, right?
If you don't have your own business and you don't care about this, just go ahead.
tune
and
out.
Mute right
or
now.
you can listen to me bitch. So
I've heard this like 3 times, so.
no, I'm sharing something new.
Oh,
So ish. So the tax guy we had last year was awesome, right? And then he ended up, I was doing it. So then he ended up working on the federal level. And so he
Yes.
couldn't do our small businesses anymore, which made me so sad because Cameron found this guy for us. And Cameron's our videographer. And I was so upset because I'm like, damn it, Cameron, you found us this great guy. And then he freaking gets a new job and now we lost him. And oh my God. So he turned my LLC into an S Corp because you make a certain amount of money and it's beneficial, right? So I pay myself every 2 weeks. And out of that, every 2 weeks, you get taxes taken out. Mm-hmm. Which sucks, but when it comes tax time, you happy. You're happy. So I still pay quarterlies, but what I found out was after this last tax year, I actually got a refund. So this tax season, I got a refund, and it was the same amount that I had been putting back like in quarterlies. So it was beautiful because I didn't know a thing.
Wow.
Except for I think I owed like $1,800 in state, but that's state, whatever. So instead of paying the state taxes, I donated to some state organizations.
Yeah.
And I tried to donate to like some horse organizations.
Yeah.
Like, because Brandon's like, well, pick whatever you want.
Like
so
the trot?
It was like more horse rescues and
okay.
like stuff like that. And so, it's like 21 pages of crap you can pick from. And then I also, you can also donate a certain amount to your kids' like schools.
Yeah.
So I did whatever that max was. And then the rest I did try to do the horse thing. And Brandon's like, oh, pick whatever you want. Which does not mean pick whatever you want. That means tell him, and then he tells you what to pick. So we ended up donating to veterans, which was fine. That was fine too.
Yeah. Worthy cause.
A worthy cause. But yeah, no, moral of the story is I got a refund because I turned my business into an S Corp, which when you pay yourself every 2 weeks, you can choose how much you pay yourself. Mm-hmm. So I think I choose to pay myself like $2,000 every 2 weeks. And it just goes into like our joint account. Of course, the amount that gets taken out for taxes is a little more than, I pay myself $2,500 every week, but like I get $1,500 taken out in taxes or something like that. Which, yeah, okay, sure, that sucks. But come the end of the year, you know,
It works out.
It works out. And so, as opposed to also the last year when I owed $45,000,
I remember that story.
yeah, I don't. And then plus, I'm also paying into like Social Security and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're not doing that if you're an LLC. So it's something to look into. You make enough money that you can do that. I would look into it. Now,
All right.
I'm not going to use this guy we use this year, only because he kept spelling my name wrong on all the paperwork. He sent another member of our team all of my documentation and bank info instead of hers. And so she was like, I did not make, those are not my numbers.
Oh, I remember that too.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I think we're going to probably go a different route.
Yeah.
We just have to find somebody that'll work with us in 2 different states. But so if you're a CPA out there and you work with small businesses and you'd like to work with us in Oklahoma and Arizona, we would love to work with you.
There you have it.
And we will bring with you 17 members.
Yeah.
So yeah, hit us up.
Cool.
Get on it.
All
but
right.
yes, your quarterlies are due today.
All right. So wrapping it up for today. Good first episode for season 2.
Holler.
Hello.
Holla. Yeah, so it's wedding season's done.
Wedding season's done.
So we'll be talking about probably next episode. We'll probably get into some things that we're changing for next season.
yeah, things
with,
were changing, pricing changing maybe. We can talk about your schedule as far as your travel schedule and how you plan on managing that and backup plans and
because I'm still based out of Arizona.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about. We'll talk about vacations and
Yes.
we didn't really touch on you've already been vacationing, and I haven't yet. But yeah, we'll talk about all that. So yeah, it'll be a good episode, and we'll talk more about the kids because I want to hear about the kids. I haven't even heard Emma's my favorite, and I haven't even heard anything about her. So we got to
They're
talk
in Pennsylvania
about
for a month. It's great.
that. Must be nice. So yeah, we got much more to talk about.
We
got
do.
lots of cool stuff happening, and we can talk about the studio.
And we have to have Evan back on.
We have to have Evan back on. We've got to get producer Steve back on because we have some funny stories about the new office and putting that together and all that stuff.
We have lots for Evan and Steven.
And yeah, Evan is doing big things with his portrait master stuff. And so I would love to chat with him again, even though he's kind of already told us some of the stuff, but he's got more stuff going on. So it's good that we're going to redo it.
And we're going to, actually, we're going to get Cameron and video team on here too.
Yeah, we got to hurry up for get Cameron because he's going on vacation soon. So
For like 2 months, right?
you have to talk to him about the dates. I don't know.
Did he say 2 months? I know it was like 2 months
Could be 2 months.
to Hawaii.
Yeah.
He'd better bring us
I would
back
love to go with him to Hawaii
frickin'
for 2 months.
pineapple taffies and stuff. Because are you
Pineapple
go?
taffies?
Yeah, from Hawaii.
I've never heard of pineapple taffies.
They do like saltwater taffy and like the Dole
I heard of the pineapple
plantation.
whip.
Well, he can't bring back whip
But
taffy. Like they do the
I like
saltwater
like-
taffy and then they can
Shake it, laugh at taffy?
No, God,
Laugh
Jesus
at taffy?
Christ.
Oh, okay. Oh.
We need lunch.
Yeah,
We're going to
okay,
lunch.
we're going to lunch. Thank you guys for
Thank you guys for
tuning in.
joining. Next time it'll be probably a shit show.
Yeah, again.
We love you.
More
Thank
whiskey.
you for joining.
Yep,
More
till
whiskey.
next time.
Woo! I'm the boss.
I'm Ché the Shooter. Cheers.